Okay, let's unpack this. Imagine discovering a tiny mummified being in the Atacama Desert in Chile. Only what, 6 inches tall?
6 inches, yeah.
When a video of it first surfaced, the immediate, almost universal reaction was, this has to be a hoax.
Right. Absolutely. Total skepticism.
But then, a team of top-tier scientists from Stanford University, driven by pure scientific curiosity, got involved. And what they uncovered, well, it shattered conventional understanding, opening up truly mind-bending questions about our world.
What's fascinating here is precisely how rigorous scientific methods were applied to something so utterly unusual.
Yeah.
Our deep dive today will explore what those methods revealed about this specimen known as the Atacama humanoid, or ATA.
Excellent.
And then we'll connect those findings to much larger questions it raises about, human origins, potentially hidden technologies, and our place in the cosmos.
Wow.
We're drawing from a unique source, a first-hand account from someone deeply involved in both the scientific analysis and the broader context surrounding this incredible discovery.
So the initial encounter with Ada was indeed through a smartphone video, which, let's be honest, immediately triggers those hoax alarms.
Instantly.
It had been held at the Ramon Navilla Institute in Barcelona, Spain, for some time, kind of shrouded in skepticism.
And that initial skepticism was absolutely warranted. I mean, you see a video like that.
Totally.
However, early assessments, including X-rays, confirmed it was an organic, intact, non-hoaxed specimen of some type.
So not fake.
Not fake. This wasn't, chicken bones put together, which was a crucial baseline.
Right.
The next challenge, though, was convincing its custodians to allow more invasive study, which they were initially quite reluctant to do.
Understandable, I guess. But that's where the scientific breakthrough happened.
Yeah.
A Stanford University team entered the picture.
Mm-hmm.
Specifically, Dr. Gary Nolan, a leading geneticist, and Dr. Rouse Lackman, who's widely considered the world's foremost expert on skeletal dysplasias, basically, bone growth abnormalities.
Especially in children, yeah.
Especially in kids. These aren't just good scientists. They are the experts in their fields.
Oh, the game.
And they volunteered their time, driven not only by scientific interest, but also by a commitment to what they refer to as disclosure.
Indeed. And the process of obtaining samples was incredibly meticulous, almost forensic.
Really careful.
Oh, yeah. They took 2 tiny clippings from the inferior ribs, just a few millimeters each, making sure they contained viable bone marrow.
Wow.
The conditions were strictly sterile, and the transfer to Dr. Nolan was forensically controlled. He processed the DNA using protocols typically reserved for ancient DNA.
Even though it wasn't that old.
Right. Even though the specimen itself was estimated to be only about 100 to 200 years old,
Right.
that level of rigor was absolutely essential for credible results, results that could withstand intense scrutiny.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
And the results, well, they are truly astonishing. Let's talk about Ada's morphology, what it looks like.
Okay.
For starters, it has only 10 ribs instead
Yeah.
of the human norm of 12 or sometimes 11.
10 ribs. That's unusual.
Very. Its head has only 4 skull bones, not the typical 6.
It's 4 instead of 6. Okay.
And here's where it gets really interesting. Despite being a mere 6 inches or 13 centimeters tall,
Tiny.
its bones possess visible growth plates, those cartilage areas, also known as epiphyseal plates, where bones lengthen during childhood growth.
Right. The things you see in kids' x-rays.
Exactly. These plates were consistent with a 6 to 8-year-old child.
6 to 8 years old, but only 6 inches tall.
I know.
This raises an important question that many immediately ask. Is it simply a miscarried fetus?
Yeah, that's the obvious thought.
And the answer, based on the scientific evidence, is a resounding no.
No, why not?
Well, while a 15 to 18-week human fetus can be around 6 inches long,
Okay.
the bone density and those clearly defined epiphyseal plates definitively mark Ada as a 6 to 8-year-old child.
So the bones were too developed.
Much too developed. Dr. Lackman's report is crystal clear on this. And, furthermore, a SAC scan revealed internal organs like Kalak's lungs and what's left of a heart, confirming it was a complete, fully formed organism.
Wow. A 6-inch tall 8-year-old.
Yeah.
Dang. It's incredible to consider. And the anatomical anomalies don't stop there, right?
Not at all.
According to the research, there is no known genetic syndrome in humans known in the entire literature that presents with this specific constellation of abnormalities.
Nothing matches.
Nothing. We're talking completely different eye sockets, a cranium that's roughly 3 times the cranial vault of a Homo sapien,
3 times the volume relative to body size.
and a very differently shaped scapula of the shoulder blade.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, there are fractures in the right humerus and skull, suggesting they might have occurred around the time of death.
Hmm.
All these unique features combined are, frankly, unprecedented.
It truly is. This isn't just one or two small deviations. It's a global level of abnormalities that doesn't fit any described human condition.
Right.
Now, moving to the genetic analysis, which was an immense undertaking.
It was a big complex.
Hugely. The DNA sample, remarkably pure and rich, which was surprising in itself,
Yeah.
was run at 3 top labs worldwide with 50x checking.
50 times.
50 times, meaning each segment of DNA was analyzed 50 times over to ensure extreme accuracy.
Okay, so they were thorough. And what did that intensive analysis reveal?
Get this. A staggering 2 million base pairs, or 9% of its genetic material, were completely unmatched to the human genome database.
9%. Wait, how does that compare to, like, apes?
Well, the genetic difference between humans and chimpanzees is roughly 4%.
Okay.
And Neanderthals are about 99.5% identical to us, so that's a 0.5% difference.
So 9% is huge.
It's a truly massive, unexplained divergence. And even more baffling, the genes typically associated with known conditions like dwarfism or progeria, which would cause small size or advanced aging.
The things you'd maybe expect.
Exactly. Those genes were found to be normal.
Normal, so it wasn't dwarfism.
That's the crucial point. The expected genetic markers for known human conditions simply weren't there, yet there's this massive 9% of unmatched genetic material.
Wow.
Even the lead scientists, including Dr. Nolan, admit they don't definitively know what this is. It's a puzzle that extends far beyond the scope of a single lab.
So, what happens now with that puzzle?
Well, that's why the next step for this unprecedented genetic mystery is so groundbreaking. A large biotech company called Ingenuity is going to offer a significant prize.
A prize. For what?
For cracking the code. They're releasing all of Ada's genetic material online for thousands of PhD geneticists globally to analyze.
Seriously, open source genetics.
Pretty much. A massive open source scientific endeavor to figure this out.
That's actually really cool.
Yeah.
But, okay, connecting this to the bigger picture. What if Ada isn't alone?
Right. If we connect this to the bigger picture, the uniqueness of Ada becomes even more compelling if there are other specimens. As Dr. Nolan put it, if there's more than one of these, it's case closed, for it being just a unique mutation or an extreme one-off.
Makes sense. Are there others?
Well, it turns out there might be. There are reports of a similar, larger specimen, about a foot tall, found in Russia.
A foot tall.
Yeah, but unfortunately it was confiscated, apparently, by the KGB or FSB, and it's no longer available for study.
Oh, figures.
And even more recently, another even smaller specimen, just 3 inches, has been found in Chile and is currently being investigated.
3 inches. So this isn't just an isolated incident. It hints at a broader pattern, maybe.
Possibly, yes.
And it makes you wonder, why aren't we dedicating more resources to researching these kinds of anomalies?
Good question.
I mean, for context, the Smithsonian and National Geographic reportedly spent $5 million just to get one photograph of a living giant squid.
$5 million for a photo.
Yeah. This kind of research, like a full expedition to the Atacama Desert with ground-penetrating radar, ultrasound, archaeologists, to investigate local reports of old 1800s mines that chopped into a little underground city where small beings might live.
Those local stories are fascinating.
Right. That kind of funding isn't readily available for this type of inquiry. Yet, local accounts persist of small humanoids seen at night, living under the ground, and even living versions reportedly seen in Russia and Puerto Rico.
Which brings us to some fascinating, albeit speculative, hypotheses attempting to explain Ada's origins and broader implications.
Okay, like what?
Well, one idea connects Ada to a missing link in human evolution. A former NSA official reportedly suggested that modern Homo sapiens might be the result of 64 augmentations of human genetic material.
Augmentation.
By people from other planets.
Whoa, okay.
This resonates with computer modeling studies which show that, based on current scientific hypotheses, human DNA should have taken 10.5 billion years to evolve to its current state.
10.5 billion. But the Earth is only
4.5 billion years old, exactly.
So the math doesn't add up.
The profound insight here isn't just a numerical gap, but the radical implication. If our genetic timeline doesn't align with Earth's age, it forces us to consider external influences as a fundamental driver of human evolution. That's a truly mind-bending paradigm shift.
It really is. So it's like our genetic timeline doesn't quite add up. And if you connect that to the ancient contact narratives, the Cherokee and South American native peoples' stories of star people, or the enigmatic Nazca lines, It suggests a long history of interaction that challenges conventional timelines.
Exactly. And there's also the intriguing presence of the B2A allele, a specific type of female mitochondrial DNA marker.
A genetic marker.
Yeah, the fact that this particular genetic signature is found in women from that region of Chile and Annata raises significant questions about potential shared ancestry or, unique genetic commingling.
Shared DNA between adult and local people.
Potentially. And then there's the concept of epigenetics.
Okay, what's that again?
It's how environmental factors and even conscious intent can turn genes on or off without altering the underlying DNA sequence itself.
Right, like switches.
Exactly. So, what if Ada's unique biology is an epigenetic result? Perhaps hinting at an interaction between Earth and an advanced civilization with genetic knowledge far beyond our own?
Wow, that's thinking way outside the box.
Mm-hmm.
And these biological speculations aren't entirely disconnected from reported physical phenomena, are they?
It seems not.
There are accounts of egg-shaped, luminous, transdimensional craft seen going into the Earth in the Atacama region.
Into the Earth, yeah.
Plus, a Marine's testimony from 1991 near the Peru-Bolivian border describes a similar small, egg-shaped craft that was hit by an electromagnetic pulse weapon.
An EMP weapon.
Yeah, and apparently it oozed a multicolored liquid. These are certainly compelling anecdotes that align with the broader speculation surrounding these mysteries.
They really are. And if we connect this to the bigger picture of what's happening globally, the core insight here is that the barriers to official disclosure from governments.
Yeah, why don't they just tell us?
Well, it's argued it isn't just about protecting isolated secrets. They're tied into what some describe as a kleptocracy of a multi-trillion-dollar complex involving entrenched interests like fossil fuels and existing secret technologies.
Like kleptocracy. Wow.
So this redefines disclosure as maybe needing to be a grassroots movement, not a top-down reveal. There's apparently a real fear among officials of facing severe repercussions, ending up, like Jack Kennedy, as one source put it, if they challenge the secrecy.
And when you look at the numbers associated with this alleged complex, it's astonishing. Donald Rumsfeld himself admitted that $2.3 trillion was unaccounted for at the Pentagon.
Yeah.
Just gone.
2.3 trillion.
This money, it's alleged, funnels into secret programs at classified government facilities, like those sometimes referred to as skunk works, or specific areas like Bahute Mesa or Dugway in Utah.
Places known for advanced research.
Right, where some sources claim advanced technologies, including gravity control, have been developed in secret for decades, maybe since the 50s. We're talking about an entire hidden technological landscape operating outside public knowledge.
And my personal journey actually rooted in a near-death experience at 17 that gave me a profound understanding of universal consciousness.
That
Led me to develop what are called the Close Encounters of the Fifth Kind, or CE5 protocols.
Z5.
CE5 is about deliberately making contact through meditation and coherent thought, essentially using human consciousness to initiate peaceful interaction.
Initiating contact yourself.
Yes. There's even an app that guides users through these protocols. The idea here is for we the people to lead on disclosure and contact, precisely because official channels are perceived as unwilling or unable to do so.
Taking it into our own hands.
Exactly. And it's worth noting that a vast number of patents, potentially thousands, related to advanced technologies have reportedly been confiscated under national security acts or never even reached the patent process.
So the tech exists, but is hidden.
That's the suggestion. It underscores the potential for open source development of technologies like those leveraging novel materials, say barium titanate, for power generation to challenge the secretive status quo. Maybe build a new energy lab, open source, live streamed.
Interesting. Think about the direct implications of this, though. Direct contact initiated by ordinary citizens. There are anecdotes from CE5 events of what are described as transdimensional interstellars appearing as orbs or holographic beings,
Strange phenomena.
which the CIA apparently labels as weird science and freaking magic, or WSFM.
WSFM, catchy.
It's kind of an invitation for you, the listener, to engage in these practices yourself. It's about finding a quiet space under the stars, exploring shared intention, recognizing the potential for consciousness to play a role in discovery. Get off your couches.
Go outside.
Yeah. This deep dive truly shows that the Atacama humanoid is far more than just a scientific anomaly. It's a doorway, isn't it? Inviting us to consider deep mysteries about our past, our potential, and our place in a universe that is far stranger and more connected than we often realize.
Absolutely. So, what does this all mean for you? Instead of waiting for official disclosure or remaining in a state of conflict, imagine a future where humanity becomes what's often referred to as a level 1 civilization.
Level 1.
A society that can harness all the energy available on its home planet, living peacefully and collaboratively. A future where travel across the globe could take minutes,
Well,
and peaceful contact with other civilizations becomes commonplace. What personal steps might you take to contribute to such a future, building on the profound idea that if we as humanity build this foundation of peace, open knowledge, and advanced understanding, well, the possibilities are limitless.
right.
If you build it, they'll come.